Most people start treating their cold sores way too late, and they don't know there's actually a window of time that when you apply treatment, you can greatly speed up the healing process and sometimes stop the outbreak altogether. So I'm gonna show you what every common treatment that you've probably heard of actually does to your healing time through research, not through marketing, not through some Instagram UGC AI guy say, just changed my life. We're gonna look at clinical data that's gonna determine whether you're stuck with the regular 10 or 14 days or whether you can heal much quicker using the current technology that's available to you. So what's the first thing that most people think of or reach for when they get an outbreak? Abreva. Well, that's because the big pharmaceutical company GlaxoSmithKline that owns them spends tens of millions of dollars a year advertising it. So you think about that. It does work. There was a study that was done with 700 patients, the biggest one ever studied this, that showed the group that used Abreva versus the group that didn't. It saved them roughly 18 hours. They healed 18 hours faster. That's every day for five times a day, putting this big cream on your lip to heal a little bit faster. It's doing something, just not that much. What's the next thing that people think of? Probably prescription antivirals that your doctor can write you. You go to the pharmacy. These are drugs that actually help you fight the virus. Valacyclovir, it's sometimes known as Valtrex. Research shows that this shortens the healing by about a day. So it does work. It has efficacy, but you got to go to the doctor. You got to have a prescription. You feel that tingle at 10 p.m. at night. What are you going to do? Also, a lot of people, they don't like taking artificial stuff like that. They don't like taking pharmaceuticals. There are known side effects. A lot of people just aren't comfortable with that. Everything else, ice, cool it down. Somehow that's going to work. I'm going to freeze it out. Lysine supplements, tea tree oil. There's no statistical evidence that shows any of them work. You'll find blogs and people, oh, it changed my life and all this kind of stuff. But clinical data is the only thing you can trust because everyone else is motivated by other things. People are getting paid by brands to say this, affiliate deals. So unless the clinical data shows that it works, assume that it doesn't. But all of these treatments, they share the same limitation. They're greatly impacted by when you start the treatment. See, cold sores, as you probably know, give you a little sign that they're coming. It's not pleasant. Itchy, burny, tingly, that's how people usually describe it. But here's where it gets interesting. In a controlled study on light therapy, testing a real treatment device and a fake treatment device called a sham study, where not even the doctor or the patients know which is real or fake, the fake device still looks like it's shining red. It's just not high powered enough to do anything. You could hold that thing up for 24 hours and you wouldn't get enough joules of energy. It's nerd speak for electricity, basically, that goes active energy through the red light through your cells. But what the study showed, they tested that, and they also tested an antiviral cream. The patients that actually got the real clinically effective dose of red light healed in 4.3 days. The people that didn't, they got the antiviral prescription cream 8.5 days, almost double the amount of time. But it's important to note that most of these red light devices that you see on Amazon that are so cheap, they're $100, sometimes they're cheaper. These are just like those sham devices used in that study. They glow red, they look fancy, but they don't put out the power that you need. It's expensive to make a device that can emit the right amount of power or radiance to be effective. That's why you'll notice on Amazon, do any of them say they have a 510K from the FDA? No, they don't, because to do that, you have to have the FDA. You go to them and they put it through these unbelievable tests, biocompatibility, the output, the safety, which is really important. And the FDA says, yes, this has the amount of power to match the clinical studies that will be effective. Now that you know how to get rid of a cold sore as fast as possible, the next thing you need to know, why does it keep happening? Because if you're getting 2 or 3 outbreaks a year in the exact same spot, there's a pattern behind it. Some people get them more often than not. So in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly what triggers an outbreak and how to cut down how often you have them.